Lady apes, gentlemen apes, ApeAndy here. Whisper mode, wife and son and daughter sleeping, so call her up, okay? So, this is purely individual thoughts. This is purely individual theory. This is purely individual imaginary scenario, okay? Not investment advice, not financial advice, not advice at all. I'm speaking for myself. Now, okay, I'll get straight to the point. I won't go in circles and do a 20-minute video. No. It's going to be short. So, MOASS is when, it is not if. Why do we keep saying that? It is because retail, buy and hold. This strategy eventually will lead to MOASS. It's also a catch-22 kind of thing. If retail do not buy and hold, then that is the time, that is the case, that is the scenario where MOASS does not eventualize. So there are some comments saying that, oh, ApeAndy, if I transfer shares and in the process, when MOASS happens, I don't get to sell my shares. That is not entirely the case because, again, it's a catch-22 kind of thing. If you transfer shares between two brokers, DTCC is in the middle. They accept no synthetic shares, no IOUs, no shares from naked shorting. They accept only real shares. So when you transfer from one broker to another broker, DTCC accepts only real shares. So this broker must go to the deep dark swimming pools and buy the real shares at whatever price the controller of the deep dark swimming pool sells. Give real shares to DTCC, DTCC transfer it to the other broker. Process takes at most 3 to 5 trading days. Remember, the January thing, 3-day thing, that's just FOMO. If the January thing was a real squeeze, that means some little dominoes are margin called. Margin call, no collaterals provided, T plus 5 days. Then liquidation, price spikes very high to the point that the second domino gets margin called, then locked in, T plus 5 days later. So that's 10 days. A true MOASS will take many T plus 5 days. One domino fall, second domino fall, third domino fall, fourth domino fall. Many T plus 5 intervals. So it is quite unlikely that the MOASS happens and you transfer your shares and you miss out. That is quite unlikely. So it's a catch-22 thing. Because transfer of shares between brokers, in between is DTCC, who accepts only real shares. That process will make your shares real. I do not understand the logic behind, I'm speaking for myself, that ApeAndy holds on to his synthetics, holds on to his shares bought from naked shorting, IOUs, not willing to transfer because they'll miss out on the MOASS. Because remember, the strategy is buy and hold. So a true buy and hold, what I'm saying is, for myself personally, is transfer your shares to make it real. You see, the overall strategy is buy and hold. Hold, right? So you transfer your shares and then 3 to 5 trading days. That is hold, right? Why do ApeAndy has to be concerned about holding for 3 to 5 trading days if the overall strategy is to buy and hold? Clicked? Okay. Now, another concept is that a very smart ape shared with me in private text that he is keeping some shares for MOASS. When it happens, he will sell. He is keeping some shares in his, he calls it infinity pool. That is, never sell, right? See, for example, if ApeAndy, I've always said I have 61 shares of GME. That's about it. Okay. If I have 61, well, I did 61 shares of GME. I'm a very, very poor ape. Went in January. Okay. 61 shares. If I divide it up into two, 30 shares for MOASS shares, meaning when MOASS happens, I will sell at my life-changing price, and 31 shares infinity pool, never sell. So, you see, buy and hold. The true hold is infinity, but of course you need to, the point of investing in GameStop for life-changing scenarios is to sell when life-changing prices come. So you have 1/2 for MOASS shares, 1/2 for, I'm speaking for myself, infinity shares. Infinity pool is what the smart ape calls it. So those infinity pool shares, your own pool, you transfer it to Computershare, or I'm not trying to promote Computershare, I'm not their sales guy, okay? You transfer it to Fidelity, or you transfer it to your favorite broker, who you know doesn't participate in the game that you don't like. What game is that? Pay for order flow. Pay for order flow, okay? So you don't like brokers who participate in pay for order flow, okay? Then you choose a broker who doesn't participate in it, and you transfer it to that broker. In the process, that share, because DTCC in the middle, I only accept real shares, says DTCC, that shares becomes real, okay? Since it's at another broker, you still get to sell it during the MOASS when that happens. MOASS is not if, it is when. Why? Because apes buy and hold. A true buy and hold is hold, okay? Of course, buy first and then hold. So, now I'm speaking to experienced apes, okay? If you are new to GME, you might want to do some DD yourself first. So, now, remember, 1/2 is MOASS shares, also transferred to brokers. 1/2 are infinity shares. These, I'm speaking for myself, I'll transfer to Computershare. Get a paper certificate, authentic, real share of GME. And so what if it takes 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Those are my infinity pool shares. That means I'll buy and hold. Okay? Now, if in the case, after you get your authentic shares of GME, real shares, paper certificate, and you decide, oh, MOASS is coming, I want to sell it, you could always transfer those shares to a broker. For example, I'm not a sales of Fidelity, okay? It's just that I don't think that they participate in PFOF, okay? You could always transfer that from Computershare to Fidelity and then sell it. And the MOASS hasn't finished yet. Why? Because MOASS are many T+5s, right? Okay, you have time. You will not miss out MOASS, even if you don't have any infinity shares, even if your 100% portfolio of GME are MOASS shares, you would have all the time in the world to not miss MOASS. Just another thought. If I'm speaking for myself, if ApeAndy is so eager to sell during MOASS, price shoots up. ApeAndy just might sell early. But if ApeAndy has transferred to computer share, got paper certificates, authentic shares of GME, when MOASS happens, I transfer it to, for example, Fidelity, and then try to sell it. It took so long. In my mind, I might worry I might miss MOASS, but it might actually turn out to be the case that because of this long wait, I sold at the peak. This is a psychology factor. I'm so eager to sell during MOASS. So when MOASS spikes up, oh, this is MOASS sold. ApeAndy sold too early. But if ApeAndy has all these computer share authentic paper certificates of GME, it takes time to transfer it to, for example, Fidelity. And then after transferred to Fidelity, I sell it. This waiting time, I might be very anxious. Oh, I'm missing the MOASS. But in fact, it just might delay you to the peak of the MOASS. See, many apes are saying, oh, I don't want to transfer my shares because I might miss the MOASS. That means, psychologically speaking, they're very eager to sell once they think MOASS happens. See, MOASS is this, and this. Because you don't have a crystal ball, right? You can't see the peak yet. You might have a small peak, and you thought that was the peak. Then, because you only hold synthetic shares, IOUs, not real shares, at certain PFOF brokers, it is very easy to sell. Oh, MOASS happened, I sold at the peak. And then, when time moves on, oh, there's a higher peak. Oh, there's a higher peak. Oh, there's a higher peak, see? So, if you can control yourself and sell later, that is good. But it's psychology. It is human nature. You can't control yourself. You just might sell too early. Might even help to sell late with authentic paper certificate shares of GME. You did it at Computer Share a few weeks ago, and you transferred to Fidelity, for example, when the first little peak happened. Oh, I'm going to miss out on the MOASS. No, you didn't miss out. You actually delayed yourself to the best possible optimal time, the peak, the king peak of the MOASS, for all you know, for all I know. Okay? It is a known psychological manifestation of retail to sell too early or to buy too early. Buy too early is catch a falling knife. Sell too early is, oh, the peak happened, you sold your synthetic IOUs thinking, I didn't listen to that stupid theory of transfer to make my shares real. I kept my IOUs, shares I bought from Naked Shorts, shares which are synthetic, but I don't mind because I could sell them quickly. See? Sell quickly and miss the true king peak. So, it's catch-22. A true buy and hold strategy is you don't mind the waiting for the transfer 2 or 3 or 5 trading days from broker A to broker B. Shares are real. Take it to a further extent. You transfer to computer share. They give you authentic, real paper certificates of GME in mail. You could still sell it, except yes, it takes longer. Oh, but if it takes longer, I'm going to miss my MOASS. If it doesn't take longer, you could sell at will. You will sell at the first small peak. When the first little domino got margin called, you will sell it. It is human nature. Think about it. Divide your portfolio into MOASS shares and Infinity shares and put it inside your own Infinity pool. I don't care which broker. I'm not a sales for ComputerShare. I'm not a sales for Fidelity. As long as you're happy with that broker that you transfer to, transfer it to that broker. Maybe you like a broker that begins with W. Maybe you like a broker that has RH as the initials. I do not know if they participate in PFOF, but okay. It's your individual decision. It is my individual decision. I'm gonna divide my portfolio into MOASS shares and Infinity Pool shares, okay? You know, it's ironic. If you put so many shares in your own Infinity Pool, it just might screw up the deep dark swimming pools, because now there are no more real shares in the deep dark swimming pools. And with so many buy orders being tucked away in deep dark swimming pools and so few real shares existing in deep dark swimming pools, the deep dark swimming pools just and overflow. Okay? The SHF, they engineer the results. Naked shorting, synthetic shares, sell IOUs, they flood the market with so many shares so the price goes down. This is called engineering it. The SHFs engineer the results that they want. But because apes and retail are not collective groups, there's no way that retail and apes could do the same coordinated efforts and engineer something like that. So I'm just sharing my own individual opinions. MOASS shares, Infinity shares. Infinity shares, I'm going to do it through ComputerShare, get paper certificates. MOASS shares, I'm still going to transfer from broker A to B. And this broker is a broker that I made sure does not participate in PFOF. So those are still real shares because it went through DTCC. And because it's at broker B, it takes less time to sell. Because this broker B doesn't participate in PFOF, maybe they won't take away the buy button. Okay? So, well, I'm speaking for myself. I'm just speaking for myself. You think about the logic and see, and please comment to see if this is the advice that you give to ApeAndy. How about that? How about you? Interaction goes both ways, right? You give me some advice. Huh? Please comment. And if you clicked with this logic that I have, speaking for myself logic, please share the video with your friends. I'm not a YouTuber. There's no need to like. There's no need to subscribe. I'm not after subscribers. I'm not after likes. Tell you the truth, like you, I'm after MOASS. True MOASS comes with true buy and hold. True buy and hold are real shares. Who would want to buy and hold synthetics, IOUs? Who would want to buy naked shorts? Yeah, you get discounts. After you get discounts, make the shares real. Clicking? Okay. Be strong, apes. ApeAndy loves, helps, and support all apes. It's getting to be 20 minutes. Don't want to go beyond. The above are individual opinions, individual theory, individual imaginary scenario. Okay? Not advice of any sort, especially not financial or investment advice. ApeAndy loves AMC and Jimmy.